What's up, guys? So it's another cold day, and I figured I'll shoot a video on our Jeep JL. So basically, if you have a Jeep JL, you already know that backing up at night, especially if you have tinted windows, is not super easy, I guess I should say. So my wife has noticed that the camera doesn't really pick up when you're trying to back up. Even though we have the LED package on it, it still isn't bright enough to really light up the back of the Jeep or whatever's behind it. So I figured I will be installing some LED off-road style lights in the back as backup lights. I have quite a few of different lighting things available to me, so I figured these would actually look nice. So on the last Jeep that you guys have seen, on the last JL that I had, I ended up doing the cubes on the bottom, like one down there and one down there, when I was doing the video on the trailer hitch install. I gotta say that was all right if you're not really taking it off-road much, or a lot I should say. Since we took it off-road and we did do some serious like approach angles and stuff like that in the back, the lights got bent up and beat up. So my goal now is to install these lower profile ones so that they're not getting beat up on the bottom. I'm not crazy about having them like up here and stuff, or having them like in the tire area. And the reason why is, one of the biggest things is, let's say you're in a shopping store or whatever, or like wherever you're at a parking lot and you turn on your backup lights, whoever's behind it, if there's a car or whatever, they're just gonna get blasted with light, and I feel like that's kind of unfair. So I am gonna put them down here so they're shooting lower, so at least you could see, you know, through the camera what's behind the Jeep. So I'm gonna pull the Jeep in. Let's get this going. All right, so I'm using some zip ties to actually mock up where they're gonna go. And I kind of feel like this is a pretty good location for a couple of reasons. So if you look at, let's go under here. If you look at the way that I'll be mounting it, I'm actually gonna be using self-tappers, larger self-tappers, which they should be okay. The reason why I am using larger self-tappers is because there's no way for me to put a nut on this side and on this side. So self-tappers are gonna have to do. Now the cool part is that it is up above the muffler, if you look at it this way, and it's also above the hook, the actual hook. I don't know what we're gonna do with the bumper in the future with this JL, if we're gonna be putting an aftermarket bumper on it or not. But I know that we are gonna be putting on an aftermarket trailer hitch like I did on the other JL that I had. And if you look at it, it's gonna fit perfect with a trailer hitch. So they're also gonna be above the trailer hitch. So if I do catch something on the trailer hitch, the lights are going to be more protected than they were. Those pods that I had on the other one are going to be. If you are curious about installing an aftermarket trailer hitch on a Jeep JL, I do have a video of more of a DIY without LED package that you could set up. If your trailer has like LED low voltage lights all around it, it should work fine. It worked for me. So there's another video on that I did. But at this point, I actually did get a aftermarket legitimate harness for the JL that's way cheaper than the factory option or the dealer option. And I want to say I'm at 120 bucks with it. So I'll be doing a video of how to install that in the near future. So if you're interested, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I'm probably gonna say that I'm pretty happy with the location of these. I am gonna get the best of both worlds, because I am gonna get a little bit up top, and most of it is gonna be towards the bottom. Okay, so pretty much have it in the location that I want it. And this is the type of self-tappers I'm using. They're pretty large. And I'm just gonna keep it on with zip ties just to help me kind of keep it in place. And then try to center it a little more. And there we go. Okay. So apparently hardened steel. Ha! So I'm going to try to pre-drill a hole then. Okay, so it goes in, but this one I'm going to cut a little because this bolt where I'm going to be mounting the trailer hitch to that holds the bumper or whatever is in the way of this guy. So I'm going to cut 2 of these. All right, so I have it cut. And you don't want to over tighten these whatsoever. Just like I did now. All right, I'll use the other one. There we go. This one's in. It is a little bit harder than these, not maybe harder, but as hard or close to the hardness of these self-tappers that I'm using. All right, so we have this one mounted up. Perfect. I'm gonna clip those zip ties. Guys. And there you go. It is on there. Super solid. Perfect. Love it. I took this cover off in the back to get to this Torx plastic bolt that I feel like is gonna fail after like 3 or 4 removals because it's plastic. And yeah, so I took the taillight out to wire everything up, and right here is where I'm going to show you how I'm wiring this up so it turns on when you put it in reverse. So I kind of peeled back the loom, took off this insulation or whatever, and the wire that I found that is for the reverse right here is white and brown. So there's no other white and brown wire in here. And again, this is the LED package. So I have an orange and white, and I'm using the one that's brown or white with a brown stripe, and I just soldered my power wire to it. And then as far as the ground, I did a self tapper right here. If you are doing a self tapper in this location, I gotta tighten that, but if you are doing a self tapper in this location, make sure that you don't drill into the gas tank fill, because it's right behind there. So you can see the actual gas cap right here, so you kind of have to be careful with that. Other than that, I'm gonna tape this up right now, tighten this bolt, and I'm gonna hook up the cables underneath. And I literally ran the wire right through there, and it comes out right where I need it here. So that's where the lights are gonna get hooked up with the loom. And so I soldered my wires down here. Now I'm gonna shrink wrap them. And I'm using literally like Harbor Freight shrink wrap because it's super cheap and it's pre-cut. It's got a bunch of different sizes that you need, so it makes it super easy for me. And then I also put a shrink wrap on the loom so I could put it all into one and just wrap this as well. I like shrink wrapping everything. Makes it so much neater. I think Harbor Freight changed the type of shrink wrap they're selling, because I remember not too long ago when I bought the shrink wrap from Harbor Freight, it was actually it had like a heat gun type of resin, or like heat activated glue on the inside of it, which was super nice because it like coated and glued to whatever you're shrink wrapping and made it like that much stronger. And then recently I went back and I got a couple more boxes and it doesn't seem to have that glue on the inside anymore. So I don't know if they changed their suppliers of shrink wrap or what the deal is, but yeah, I was kind of a little bit disappointed in that because I was very, very happy with the glue type of shrink wrap. So, alright, now what I'm going to do, stretch this wire so it's not in the way of anything, and I am going to zip tie it. There we go. This is not touching the exhaust. This is neatly out of the way, even for my trailer hitch install. And then this, I'm gonna just pull the slack on the inside. Let's do that right now. All right, let's pull this. There we go. Pull the slack up in here. All right, let's start it up and let's see. So I got my e-brake pulled. I'm gonna start it and put it in reverse with the e-brake. Obviously seatbelt fastened because it's safety BS. And let's see what it looks like. Yes. All right, so this one's pointing down or pointing up, but oh yeah. There you go. Fires up nicely. Look at all this extra light. So let me here, let me kill the lights real quick. Look at how much brighter that is for backing up. Look at that shadow from me. So I'll do a nice little test at night and we'll see how it looks backing up at night. So guys, if you are planning on installing a trailer hitch and you're going to want to find out how to do the wiring, make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel because I'll be doing the wiring on this LED package. And here's the trailer hitch I'm going to be using. So as of just for shits and giggles, because I want to get this on there for now, I'm going to show you a quick little thing how to put this guy on without having to remove the entire rear bumper, as the service manual calls. There is a way to do it and it's super easy. I don't know why the service manual is asking to take off the entire bumper, so I will show you that. There you go guys. It goes to show you that the Jeep computer is able to run those LEDs off of the backup LEDs, factory backup LEDs, without having to modify anything. The computer doesn't shut them off. They work good. And I'll get a night shot for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me, and all of you that have done so, thank you so much. We're nearing the 1,000 mark. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks for watching. Later. Look at that. Everything is lit up. It's pitch black in the garage and there's plenty of light to see. Oh look, another Jeep, neighbor Jeep. What's up?